So how much do landowners get paid in a wind farm?
You and I have an insatiable appetite for electricity. Come with me and we'll look at the issues relative to wind farms and the communities that they serve. This is the Windfarm Guy.
Hi, this is Dennis Stout, and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Windfarm Guy. I get asked frequently how much landowners get paid in a wind farm. Well, because every wind company is different and every project is different. I can't really tell you how much, but I can tell you some of the different ways that landowners can get paid. Let's look at the three phases of the wind farm and their likely associated payments. Companies may use different words to define these, but they should be about the same function: development, construction, and operation. The development phase, that's the beginning of the project, and not much is happening on property. There's no revenue being generated, so there's typically not a lot of money paid out during that time. However, landowners generally get development rent, maybe a signing bonus, maybe a little if there is a temporary met mass installed. These usually are not very large, but it is a start. Operations is where landowners really make their money. During the construction phase, there usually are some special damage payments. Construction sites are always a mess, so companies typically pay landowners some during that time just for good measure. I'm not saying they're doling out money to anyone, but they are using prescribed metrics. They're paying landowners what they've been promised. There may be payments associated with the buried collection lines or transmission lines and roads that are or were installed. If the project is located in farmland, there may be crop damage payments as well. Now, during the operations phase, that's when the project is operational, hence the name. Depending on how the lease is structured, there might be rent or royalties, and these could be based on acreage or production, installed turbines or installed megawatts. Oftentimes, there is a minimum amount associated with these payments. Those roads and electrical lines that were installed during construction, they may trigger payments during operations as well. There are other aspects of a wind farm that are typical, and each will likely have an associated payment. Each project will need a substation and likely a switchyard if a line is tapped. There will also be sites that are used, at least temporarily, as staging areas for construction. Most of these laydown yards are temporary, but some could be more longer lasting. There also will need to be an operations and maintenance facility. Generally, these are within the footprint of the wind farm, but not necessarily. In addition, there will be equipment installed to measure and quantify the wind. There could be met masts with anemometers and weather vanes and the like. SODAR units that use sound to measure the wind, and LIDAR units that use light. Although this wind measuring equipment is temporary, there will be permanent wind measuring equipment installed during construction. And remember, all of these things are likely to have some sort of payment associated with them. Then there might be what I call a good neighbor payment. Let's say the landowner doesn't get any improvements on their property. Some companies have started paying them a little just to say thank you for being a part of the project. Honestly, even though it's a very small payment, this may be the best thing going because it is a passive revenue stream with no issues, no headache, nothing to contend with, just mailbox money for the life of the project. Not a bad deal. Finally, most reputable wind companies put some sort of escalator in the lease agreement. Whether it is an output-based item which goes up as electricity prices go up, a consumer price index calculation, or some other form of increase, an escalator is a good thing to see in your agreement. If you like what I've said today, be sure and click like and subscribe below. If you have thoughts or want me to address a particular topic relative to wind farms, please also leave me a comment. Bottom line is there are many ways a landowner can earn money from a wind farm. These are just the ways that are likely to be listed in your agreement. If you're a welder, electrician, road person, or have another talent that is needed, there are even more ways for you to make money. This is Dennis Stout, and I'm the Windfarm Guy.
Thank you for watching. Working together, we can make good energy decisions and save our planet. I am the Windfarm Guy.